Hi everyone, welcome to today's pick a card reading. So today we're going to go ahead and look into your starseed origins, your placements, and your mission here on this earth, what you're doing to enhance and lift up the vibration and be a part of this total shift. Because I feel like starseeds come here to be the change on earth. I feel like beings who are on earth who don't really feel connected to starseed things or out of this world topics are beings who may have been stuck in a karmic cycle on earth for a long time and forgotten their origins or where they came from. So us starseeds have the intention of remembering because we are advanced. We come from advanced civilization. So I feel like that's really what is going to be amplified here. So yeah. I also want to mention, if you're here from TikTok, welcome. I posted starseed readings on TikTok and it kind of blew up more than any other video I've ever had. So thank you so much if you came from there. I really appreciate you and I'm really excited to continue this work. We have 4 piles here today. Go ahead and close your eyes and meditate on which one calls to you the most. If you have more than one pile, that's totally fine. Remember that there are multiple starseed lineages as well. So you may have more than one starseed placement, or you may feel called to more than one place. And in each pile too, there's more than just one origin. Okay, so yeah, go ahead and meditate, close your eyes, ask the divine to show you which pile is for you, and we'll get right into it with pile 1. It's so hot in here. It's winter and you think that it's a summer day. Hi pile 1, welcome to your reading. So we're gonna go ahead and get right into it. This is an overview looking into your starseed placements, looking into what your mission is here on this earth, how you assist and uplift the level of consciousness in the beings amongst us, and also perhaps what things you may have had to go through as a young adult, young child, with the intention of overcoming. Because I do feel like starseeds go through an intense beginning of life to kind of gain excess knowledge and wisdom and really be pushed and strengthened to be able to go after big missions. I feel like when you're here to do something grand or make such a big shift on the earth and help assist it level up and go to the 5D, you have a big plate to finish when you're a child. Let's just put it that way. Oh, the camera's on. I think it's better. Yeah. Okay. So we're gonna go ahead and get right into it. Let's start off with the Lemurian Starseed Oracle. And then I'm gonna look into these at the very end. Okay, so let's see. Ooh, the last cloak. Okay, release old identities, magnificence realized. Immediately when I was meditating on your pile as well, I feel like deep ancestral karma being healed through you. It's almost like you agreed to come here to clear out any excess stagnancy, any repetitive cycles that keep occurring that are of harm or negativity towards the self or others. I feel like you have the ability to transmute and transform your family lineage, and that is really assisting them on the up and up in this life. And it'll also help the lineage from here on forward. When you have children, or even if you don't have children, you could even just end the cycle with you and learn the lessons, heal from it. And the way you learn the lessons and heal from it is going through what the actual karmic thing was. So if you have anything that you feel guilty for, I feel like now is the time to really let it go, because I feel like a lot of it is following the patterns of the old, especially if you're not consciously aware that they were patterns to begin with. Like if you're not very close with your parental figures or any like biologically speaking standards, a lot of what you've done was intentional to become aware and have you reach kind of a certain level of self-awareness or self-responsibility to want to heal that and change that and never do it again. And it was just like you falling into the old, if that makes sense. All right, travel, inner and outer journeys, believe in yourself, big shifts. So both of these are number 8. So I do feel like infinite wisdom and infinite intelligence are big players in your story. I also feel like you have the ability to astral travel. I do feel like you're able to travel kind of beyond depths. I feel like when you go into meditation, I feel like you really go off into another area. I feel like it's easy for you to go into meditation or transform your life quickly. Healing, gentleness of love, realignment, and transformation. Okay. So I definitely feel like you have the ability to heal deeply, which in turn allows you to heal other people or learn how to heal other people and really assist a higher purpose or a higher collective. It's like through your own healing of yourself, your wounds, your traumas, or like learning how to do certain healing modalities, you heal other people, you allow them to heal themselves. Essences and energies, attuned to subtle energies, balanced frequency holders. Okay, 8 again. So you may be saying 888 a lot, or 8 could be your lucky number, it could be a life path number, or any number in your numerology. I do feel like you have the energy, your energy alone, I feel like is such a powerhouse, and you're able to really shift the energies of people around you. I feel like you also take on a lot of energy of other people, but it's almost like you can do it without being affected by it. You know how to transmute it. It's like you're an alchemist. I can see like the hands moving and kind of just, even if you're not consciously doing it, ever since you were little, I feel like you were able to really help heal people. Cosmic heart source, source of all, true home, just be, heart connection. All right, and there's a flower of life in this card. Such a beautiful card. I do feel like you are connected to source intelligence or source wisdom. I feel like from a young age, you were really connected to the higher realms. It's almost like you relied on them to assist you going through troubling times, because I am seeing kind of like an alone feeling or detached from, feeling kind of like isolated or left out, or like the black sheep, or just someone who's misunderstood. Even if you have a lot of people around you, it's almost like, I don't even relate to you. I don't know how to get through this. I don't even know what I'm doing. It was like, it felt kind of lonely, even if you're in a crowd full of people. So I see that you actually communicated with other beings a lot. And I do feel like your soul family, whether that be from another planet, another galaxy, another dimension, etc., they have always been in communication with you, either through giving you gentle nudges through the body of like warmth or love, or you seeing a certain sign, or you just having this like innate knowing. They speak to you a lot through your clairs and through your intuitive abilities. Unlock your gifts, another 8. Sacred gifts, energy senses, pure love is the key. And dolphins too, so you may be connected a lot to the Pleiades energy, which is that pure love, that unconditional love. A lot of deep love and healing energy comes from them. I do feel like you have way more gifts than you may be consciously aware of, and that includes astral travel, I feel like, and also believing in yourself will lead to really big shifts. You probably noticed that when you release parts, sorry, my dogs are barking, I'm gonna ignore it. When you release aspects of yourself that you know are kind of hindering you from making forward progress, you have big leaps or big shifts, and big things happen for you. And it's like every time you like release one layer, new layers appear, but they're for your highest and best, whether that be new gifts arriving, new intuitive hits. You have like random windfalls of abundance that aren't even really random. You meet somebody who is crucial on your path. It's like big things happen when you let go of certain things, is what I'm seeing. Okay, let's see. Mental transformation, Sirius, 94. So 13-4 also breaks down to 4. Building yourself up, I feel. Fusion and magic. Oh yeah, there's abandonment. Fusion and magic, Orion, 55. So big changes I feel too. Okay, I am feeling that you have these abilities that are unmatched or untapped, and it's important. I feel like your family lineage in this life had it as well, and it might have been overwhelming or overpowering, so much so that I feel like it's like a family pattern to be a lone wolf, or like feel alone or feel isolated or abandoned. It's like abandonment is a big one, and I feel like some of you are very powerful, and I feel like some of you may have used magic or something to get something, or have some sort of gain that maybe backfired or came back. It's like this gift was used for self-service rather than service to others. But it's like through going through that, you learned how to achieve service to others, and you realize how rewarding that was, fulfilling that was, and also restorative and regenerative that was. Abandonment and change. Okay, so Earth, pass, and Andromeda, change. I do feel like you are meant to change this abandonment story in the family. I really do. I feel like for some of you, this is like deep mother wounding, deep mother abandonment. A mother could have passed at a young age. A father could not have been present. You may have had to live with grandparents, is what I'm seeing. You just never really felt accepted, which is sad. And also, I'm hearing it's not true. You had to go through these deep, intense, painful lessons on Earth, because you know it's going to evolve you rapidly at a soul level. You know that anything that you go through here, it's almost like you knew at a soul level when you came to Earth, you're going to go through some ish, but you're going to come out it on top and on like the best you could ever be. Long-term goals, serious. So a lot of serious energy. and Orion energy, seduction and addiction, and Lyra, pushing the envelope. So you could, those are like the cat people is what they call the cat beings. I do feel like you come from somewhere that is very strong, and a lot of you know how to get what you want. I do feel like it's interesting. I feel like you come from multiple places to where it's like you learned service of self in one place, and then you learned service to others in another, and then you came to Earth to kind of blend the two because you had to have mastery in both levels in order to kind of expose or put light on the areas on Earth where people were of service to self or ego driven, or kind of stepping on other people or damaging, quote unquote, affecting negatively the Earth through their own gain, like money driven, things like that, or using their manifestation abilities for not a good of a purpose. And I feel like you had to learn both of those to change. It's like you're changing on major things at a familial level, and you're also changing things at large, exposing the deeper truths to things, shining light on things that were hidden before. You're pushing a new narrative, I feel, and I feel like this took a long time, or you had these goals or certain goals for a very long time, and now you're seeing them come into fruition after like many years or something like that. Okay, ancestors, yep. Oop. There it is, ancestors. The observer manifests love, the universe, and play. More dolphins, definitely Pleiades energy. I know it didn't come up here. However, I just feel like you can either speak and like have deep conversations with other, I'm sweating so much. I'm so sorry. Whenever I channel, I sweat sometimes. I don't know why. It's not cute. Anyway, ancestors, the observer, and manifest. So I do feel like somebody in your lineage taught you how to manifest or be, and this could either be you remembering past lives or you were a deep, powerful manifester on Earth. It's like you've accumulated a lot of wisdom on the Earth plane as well as in other dimensions. I feel like you ultimately are healing for the greater good. It's like you just have so many things that you've achieved, and almost every lifetime is different, and now in this life they're all coming together for the ultimate healing of all. It's kind of like now or never is what I'm feeling. Love, the universe, and play. I do feel like you ultimately also teach people or should experience deeper love, deeper play, not being so serious all the time. I feel like the universe does want to play, and I feel like for some of you it could be irritating because I feel like some of you are feeling like things are just keeping me on a string, or I'm just kind of like under something else's control, and that's not true at all. However, divine timing does play a big role, and things will unfold when you're ready. Sometimes you feel like you're ready for something, but really if it were to appear, it would be too much or it'd be overwhelming. I feel like there's things that you have to release first, and I feel like it's things that are, I feel like also you do not have to, you cannot receive validation from outside of yourself is what I'm feeling. So you don't have to seduce somebody or try to bring somebody into your life or manifest somebody into your life who isn't choosing you, because at some point someone who will choose you is coming in. And also worthiness is a big one here. Knowing that just because somebody isn't picking you doesn't mean that you're not worthy. It just means you guys are not a vibrational match. It has nothing to do with you. There's literally 7 billion people in this world. You don't have to choose them. Open up to greater love, I feel like, especially self-love in the universe. I feel like the more that you play, the more that you have more joyful energy and not take things so seriously and really let go of any like pressure that you put on yourself. It'll really help. For some of you, I also feel like you could be moving to another area or town that's really going to activate deeper healing within you. Some of you may have been stuck in the same kind of place for a long time now, and it's felt like a repetitive loop or a repetitive cycle, and it's important for you to move so you can allow yourself to transform your old patterns and beliefs and experience a new life. I do feel like you're going to look back in 5 years and be like, that feels like a whole other lifetime talking about right now. Oh, there it is, cycles. Freya, there is a beginning with every ending. Illusions are revealed and released. The Miriam, sacred vision. Choose to forgive in order to heal. See the light in all. Remember, love has no boundaries. And Diana, focused intention. Think about what you desire, set your sights high, expect the best possible outcome. Okay, so I do feel like you are going to kind of have to pave the way for yourself coming up. I do feel like before you've let kind of life, take you by the strings, or life kind of control, your external kind of controls how you responded internally. And it's time for you to break that cycle and respond internally. It's not allowing people to have any kind of bound or permission over you. It's time to set boundaries and really like make your mark and establish firm dominance, not in an overbearing or disrespectful way. You know, you've allowed people to kind of, I don't want to say step on you. It's not at all, because you're just a very loving, ethereal soul, and you have a lot of wisdom and a lot of intention behind your choices. And I feel like most of you, it's just kind of like you let things roll off your back. I do feel like you should take inventory of the people in your life who are using you for their own gain, or genuinely it's like a mutual beneficial relationship where it's equal give and equal take. I do feel like you have a sacred vision, and you are supposed to, through any challenge that you're going through or have gone through, when you overcome that, you are able to heal deeply. And I do feel like you're supposed to help the people around you who are willing and who come to you. I feel like new people are going to be coming into your life. You can teach them how to do the same thing. And I do feel like life will get way more joyous for you. Especially, I feel like, observe your parental figures or ancestors, not even ancestors, people who are still alive in your family. If you guys have opposing viewpoints, I feel like right now it's time to observe them for who they are and ask the angels to kind of take over, and maybe even distance yourself, because I do feel like some of them are toxic just because that's what their soul agreement is for this life, is to kind of go through this phase to, in the next life, or maybe even this life, reach a new height. Especially with manifest, I do feel like you have powerful manifesting abilities, and you're able to really bring yourself to a new state of being. And it's important that you ask for the answers. Once you ask, they can bring you the change that you seek. Long-term goals, I do feel like, this is something that you wanted for a long time. There's just a deep change that's happening here, but it's one that you've wanted for a while. And I feel like unlock your gifts, meditate more and channel. I feel like channeling is a big one, but more like channel the energies to come through your body to help you release something so you can bring in a new gift or unlock something new. Akashic records, I feel like, are big as well. Tap into the Akashic records and see. There's also whales on these cards, so I feel like you're just very connected to the water or other planetary energies, elderly status. You're just an old soul as well. Yeah, but you're meant to do something new. And it involves unlocking a new gift, connecting to the source of heart, coming into be. I feel like what they're saying is you come from ultimately source love, which sounds cliche. However, it's not. You truly are coming from source, which is why you are so accepting and so loving. And I feel like Earth is just kind of like a volatile place sometimes. And this is how you can heal things that have happened in other lifetimes in this one. So it kind of may feel like a big slap in the face, or like you kind of just keep getting knocked down, or you're out of control of your own reality, but that's not true. I feel like you're just paying back a lot of past things and learning how to reach this eternal phase of love in this dimension, because you know it on other dimensions, but you're having to learn it in a place where it's so difficult to choose love when crazy things are kind of going on all the time. But once you choose love, you'll see that being reflected into your reality even more, and then you'll wonder how it was never like this to begin with. Anyway, Alright, pile one, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. Yes, Andromeda too, so a whole nother galaxy. I feel like you just came from somewhere else to help be the change. And it starts with this family lineage and goes into the people around you, and maybe even farther than that. You know, it's like a ripple effect, it's a domino effect, is what I feel. So you are definitely called to be here, and we're so thankful. They are so thankful that you came. You have big shifts here. There's a lot of journeys going in. What changes internally changes externally, and vice versa. I love you so much. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Hi, Pile 2. Welcome to your reading. So we're going to go ahead and get right into it. We're going to start off with the Lemurian Starseed Oracle. Or I don't even think it's Starseed. Anyway, American. I can't. I just had some black tea, so I'm kind of going crazy. Anyway, multi-dimensional, multiple dimensions, timelines, be you, do not even try to fit in. Okay, number 4. Breathe the sun. Ooh, I'm getting raw energy immediately, like Egyptian energy. So even on your earth plane, you could have been an Egyptian in a past life. Number 2, presence, pineal activation, relax, let go. Okay. Storm, it's okay to feel it all. Cleanse, collapse of the old, realignment. So I do feel like because you are a multidimensional being, you go through multifaceted, oh my gosh, 2 doves just flew up. Wow. You go through multifaceted experiences that I feel like are so unique from each other, yet they're equipped with challenges to overcome and lessons to learn. And I feel like the main thing you have to do, the biggest way to find solace or peace, is just reflecting and tuning within and giving yourself a minute to breathe. Especially not overworking yourself or overwhelming yourself when it's not necessary, just because you're so used to being overworked or overwhelmed by everything going on. I feel like it's okay to give yourself a period of solitude or rest or relaxation. In fact, that's what your soul really is calling to and asking for. I do feel like if you're going through something deep right now, emotionally, kind of letting it pour down like rain, visualizing yourself, closing your eyes and visualizing yourself laying in a body of water, and see a word that you require, like peace, you'll be okay, love, understood, any kind of word that you require to feel like you can have a moment to yourself, or whatever kind of word that you require on your quest. See that in the water and kind of allow the energy, the vibration of that word to go into your body, and also simultaneously allowing the water to cleanse whatever is stuck inside of you. Lemurian guide. So definitely probably from Lemuria. I was feeling like you're definitely from somewhere that's not here anymore, which makes sense. So sister, friend, teacher of the infinite, universal love. So I do feel like ultimately you do, oh my throat. You do guide people to a higher plane. I do feel like because you're multidimensional, I feel like you've gone through the death process a lot, whether that be physically, like dying and mending lives and coming back and kind of going through that multiple times, aka your very old soul. And even in each life, I feel like you go through deep, intense transformations every single time. Angelic ones. Ooh, you could be an earth angel as well. Divine healing is upon you, divine grace and divine guidance. I do feel like actually there's just a deep connection to the angels, the archangels. I feel like they're deeply ingrained in you, or they're always with you. I feel like you call on them a lot. I feel like you're just your energy is very loving and peaceful, and anything that isn't really in alignment with that, I feel like is just a way to challenge yourself to overcome it and come even more into this loving, peaceful energy for evolution at the end of the day. Surrender. Release misaligned energies, retune to your truth. Yeah. Oh, and a unicorn too. So unicorns could speak out to you. Waterfall. Oh, look, the body of water. That's so wild. Is it anywhere else? No. Seeing yourself in this kind of body of water, visualizing it like as green, the green light of healing, calling on Archangel Raphael to also assist you in healing. I feel like anything that's kind of come up, I feel like you are very strong for long periods of time. And then you allow yourself to kind of succumb, 4 for 4 on the camera. And then you allow yourself to kind of withdraw or tune into what's going on and feel all the emotions before you build yourself back up again and move forward. You just are able to do that. I also feel like from childhood, you may not have felt accepted or misunderstood, rejected. I do feel like you had 1 or 2 or even 3 really close friends who understood you, and you guys were kind of like a unit together. But on a bigger scale, you may have felt like you just didn't really have the same interests or hobbies as everybody else. You just felt different. And it's important for you to know that you were that way on purpose and intentionally, because you were meant to strengthen yourself in other areas, and you're meant to be your unique self, because you weren't supposed to follow the herd. Because then what you follow the herd and that's what gets you accepted, that makes no sense. When you don't live authentic to your truth and who you really are, you'll never feel satisfied. And you're the kind of person who knows that when you live authentically in alignment with your truth, you feel satisfied, even if it's just you that you have around you, because you know new people will come in who are more in alignment with you. So I do feel like you are a guide in that way. And I also feel like you guide people to be their own voice, to have their own voice, to have their own sound, to be unique, to be the change they wish to see. How is anything on the earth going to change if there isn't change being made through each person? And that's where you come in. Courageousness. Ooh, Lyra again. 15, which adds up to 6. All right. Emptiness. Okay. Confusion, alone time, creative communication. Okay. Interesting. For some of you, I do feel like feeling alone or lonely or isolated has actually allowed you to have a deeper connection or communion with the divine and with the higher ones, which is giving you quick upfront information about what you're meant to do and what you're meant to be and the mission that you have. I do feel like new people are coming in as well. Like I see like a wheel turning, and I see kind of like the old leaving fully and then coming into the new. Confusion and emptiness. I feel like this has probably been like a recurring feeling for a long time, because you're meant to go through that, I'm seeing. So when you got older, it's like you went through the karmic aspects of life, the challenges early on in life, and maybe even midlife too, to learn all the necessary lessons. It's like going through the same thing over and over and over again pushes you to want to create change or want to have a different experience. And so going through that at such a young age brings you to this state of awareness, also evolution, like an evolved place is what I'm feeling when you're older. So you can have you can have more backing to it like pushes you harder to make a change. And with alone time and creative communication, Sirius and Vega, I feel, so you could also be from Vega or Sirius, Andromeda, Orion, and Lyra, and Lemuria too. Even the angels. I feel like a lot of different people are here with the same kind of message. The more that you resist, I feel, being alone in order to kind of like appease somebody else or fit in with somebody else, or even be the kind of lover somebody wants you to be. Like if somebody's convincing you to be something that isn't in alignment with you, that's a clear sign for you to walk away, or else you're just going to keep feeling more resistance or even more resentment towards them for not being who your true self is. And they're actually here to teach you how to choose yourself over anybody else. And you'll see that being alone doesn't actually feel alone, and at first it may feel empty, quote unquote, but really what you're feeling is the lack of need to keep proving yourself to somebody or something, and you're coming into kind of like a sovereign place, or just a safe, serene place of realizing that you don't have to prove anything to anybody. You can just be. And so once you realize that, the emptiness and confusion kind of dissipate and go away, and it transforms and transmutes into courageousness and strength and ultimately sovereignty and self-respect. There's just so much about the self that is coming up. And once you reach that, you also are going to teach other people, and this could even spark you to write something creatively. This could inspire you to write a song about somebody, write music, or even write books, or you can have like a new download that is going to give you what you desire spiritually, as well as abundance. And that could be an abundance of physical wealth, or abundance of friends, or abundance of universal love, things like that. You're learning how to tap into different frequencies through the lack end of it. And I feel like once you surrender to the storm and just take a moment to breathe and ask for love to fill you, you're going to feel a sensation that you've probably never felt before, because it's something it's like a being that's wanted to communicate with you for a while. Ascension. Okay, yep. Ascension. So you are ultimately ascending right now. I feel like you may have been holding on for a while to this one kind of person, or even like feeling tied to family, feeling like you owe someone in your family something, or just feeling like indebted, but realizing that that's not the case, that you create your own reality. Yeah, power, the alchemist, strength, and transmute. Okay, yeah, you are definitely coming into your personal power, and moving creatively in a new way that you've never moved before. The Alchemist, I do feel like you are able to literally create your physical needs or manifestations. I also do feel like you're able to manipulate, in the positive sense, the energies around, and it's almost like you're so strong that whatever is your main energy, like whatever your main vibration is, amplifies even more, even faster, and becomes overwhelming, especially when it's on like the lower levels, because you are so powerful. And I feel like wherever you came from, you communicated in higher vibrations, which like manifested and shifted itself very, very rapidly and very, very quickly. And so here you're having to kind of learn that, like the lowest of low. I'm also seeing some of you could have Scorpio or have Scorpio moon is what I'm feeling. You're learning how to be in the higher octave of things through the ladder. Strength and transmute. So you do have the strength to overcome and transmute this. I feel like this is like older, from childhood, something like that, where it's kind of like something happened when you were younger that led you to have to overcompensate. Either it's like out of protection, where either you had to overcompensate and like show how strong you were and kind of like be the leader everywhere that you went, out of like that was like your protection mechanism. But now, and then it's almost like you met somebody who was that same way, but on the negative, like you were only doing it to protect. Well, I guess they are too, but you're just realizing a lot about yourself right now and not allowing other people to be this way towards you, especially if you had any guilt towards treating other people in a way that you wish you wouldn't have, for example. Oh my gosh. Lord Ganesh, infinite abundance, obstacles are being removed, spiritual support and connections are increasing. Yes, exactly. Remember how I also said an abundance of physical money? I didn't say money, abundance, but like physical wealth. I do feel like that is coming in for you exponentially. I feel like too as well, you may have abused your power in a past life, and so kind of like a way to balance that karma is coming into this life and feeling powerless or feeling isolated or not accepted. But you're only having to live in a karmic cycle until you're conscious of it. And once you become conscious of it, that's when the healing begins, and that's when you can start transmuting and shifting those lower levels of frequency and coming into new. Holy Amethyst, divine alchemy, move beyond current challenges, focus on what you desire. Yeah, you really are strong. I know that you know on a soul level that this is just momentary and things will change for the better for you. I feel like you're just resistant to be alone. This could even be like going through a breakup or partnership, or even separating from the family or moving on your own, doing things like that. However, I feel like once the change actually happens, you're going to quickly realize that it wasn't actually as intense or painful as you thought it may be. I feel like the angels are really wanting to connect and communicate with you. Ooh. Through your alone time, because that card just flipped, and they're trying to give you a message or something that will open you up deeper, remind you of who you are even more than you already know, and bring in the answer to your question. Whatever your question is, I feel like this has to do with like your own creative abilities, your own passions, what you love to do, being seen on a bigger level, creating something. This could even, it's beyond just manifestation. Like it's like true alchemy. Like you are able to do something with the energy and the frequencies. Sorry, the card kind of keeps reflecting. There's just something that you have that is unlike anything. It's like you didn't remember. You've known for a long time that you're a special soul and that you have a lot of wisdom and like an infinite amount of, it's like when you connect to source, which is infinite, you have it all. I feel like you're realigning with that energy. It's like your past self really wants to come in strong right now and remind you of something so you can help ultimately shift yourself, which in turn shifts the consciousness of the greater good. It's like when you do something, when you raise your own vibration, the people around you's vibration raises as well. Yeah. I do feel like, Ooh, for some of you, there could even be a sister that's around you, or just a friend who's helping you through what is currently going on and helping you overcome this kind of like darker, quote unquote, I don't even want to say that, just challenging time. And they're reminding you of your power and how strong you really are and how this is a moment in time. I'm also hearing there's things that you went through in the past that you weren't sure you'd make it through, and you made it through. So that is a big one. You can make it through this. Surrender to the greatness. Unicorn is popping out strong for sure. Yeah, so again, Sirius, Vega, Lyra. I've never really known that. I know I'm from there, but I don't know how to say it. Andromeda and Orion. But the light. So there's negative Orions, but there's also light Orions. And I feel like you came from the aspects that want to help. So yeah. Thank you so much, Pile 2, for watching. I hope that you enjoyed this reading. I love you so much. And make sure you subscribe. I post new videos every week. I'll see you next week for the next video. Hi, Pile 3. Welcome to your reading. So we're going to go ahead and get right into it. If you watched the intro, you already know what this is all about. So we are going... I actually didn't tell any other pile this, but these are each crystal I got from a man on Etsy named Cami Crystals, and he energetically charges it with the star beings. So this is Andromeda. Love Andromeda. The other pile 1 I believe was Arcturus. Pile 2, and pile 2 was, I think, Procyon or the Swan constellation. Anyway, we're gonna go ahead and get right into it. Let's start off with the Lumerian Oracle, and then we're gonna read these later, very end. Okay. Family of Light, Signs, Guidance, Innate and Ancient Wisdom. Okay, whew. Okay, so I definitely feel like you come from there's so many beings around. There's so many beings around you, and you come from this, it's almost like your soul origin is like a whisperer, or like a soul whisperer. It's almost like people come to you for higher guidance everywhere that you are, everywhere that you go. You're like a literal goddess angel in human form, helping people reawaken to who they really are in this life. You blend both spirit and physical together. You are so wise. There's so much oomph behind you. And I also see that where you come from is like, it's like the Confederation I'm feeling, or the galactic. That's wild. There's so much love. You're powerful too. Your vibration's very high. It's kind of like you knew when you're coming into this life it was going to be gnarly, and you're like, ugh. But you knew not only the payout that you would get for assisting the collective on Earth at this time, like going through the shift, you knew that you were needed. I'm almost seeing like a superhero too. You're like, okay, I'll be it. I'll go through it, because you always care about the greater good of all. It doesn't even matter who. It could be the most negative person. You will try to assist them and help them see, especially if they're willing to change. You awaken a lot of people too. I feel like some people feel inadequate around you, and that triggers them, but that trigger sparks an interest to want to feel adequate, or feel enough, or feel up to par. If that makes sense. You are helping even people who don't realize that you're helping them. Okay. Ether and matter, spiritualized matter, new life sparkles, bedding in the light. Okay, this is number 1, and then the family of light is 11. So 111, new beginnings I feel are coming for you as well. I do feel like you have there's a group of beings who were with you since you were conceived in this life to help remind you of your mission so you would never forget. Not that you would forget. I don't think that you would ever do that. It's evolved. But it's like you had to know before it was too late. Like they just were making sure that you were on the right path. And they're also assisting you going through some challenges or traumatic experiences that you went through. Light language, universal language of oneness, of love. Listen with your heart. Okay, I definitely feel like you're able to really tune in and connect with your heart. There's also a lotus flower here, so you may connect with the lotus. That may come around a lot. I can also see a tattoo for some of you. I feel like there's just a deep channeling that goes on, and it's almost like you open up. I'm also seeing Alana Fairchild's Kuan Yin Lotus meditation. I'll link that below. It's really good. It's really incredible. Wow. Okay. Heaven on earth. Yeah, I knew it. Initiation. You're helping people reach heaven on earth. Fifth dimension, new earth, spirit. Oh my God, another 11. Okay. All right. That's wild. So spiritual mastery for sure is in your cards, literally. Wow. You're helping people achieve that. And I feel like this is just a kind of call that you were in alignment with no matter what. Maybe you never even had like full consciousness or understanding that that was even real. But it's like, it started out small. I feel like you were always of help. Like you always helped others. You always loved others. You always cared for others. No matter how mean somebody was, you were still loving and open arms to them, or like really cared about them. Initiation, deep trust, deep healing, reconnection with all. 9. So yeah, I feel like this is like cycling out. You also know how to go through endings and beginnings. You know how to really clear out the old to bring in the new, because you understand that this life is just one life, and anything that ends now can continue in another time. Like endings are easier for you. They're still difficult, don't get me wrong. You still have to go through a lot of emotional turmoil. However, it's easy for you to kind of like power through and you're like a powerhouse. Ooh, okay. Enlightenment, Zeta Reticuli, 97. Yeah, you're definitely, I said this for Pile 2 as well, but you're definitely a soul that's not from here. In fact, wherever you're from, I feel like doesn't even exist anymore. As well as wherever you naturally at a soul level reside, it's like the higher realms. I just see a lot of light around, like just like white light everywhere, and like other beings that are around. I see like a headpiece as well, and like a cloak. I don't know guys. I'm like seeing this like feminine figure at the front and like other people behind her, and she's just like, what do you want to know? I'm like, I don't know. I'm here because I guess anyway, before I sound insane. Concerted attachments, Earth. Okay, I do feel like you have some kind of attachment to Earth. I do feel like you have like a soft spot. I feel that's why you came here, no matter how hard it can be here or trying. You knew that there were so many beautiful moments to kind of not override fully the dark, but you know there's like equal give and take. Initiation and more initiation in ceremony, Vega. 7-4, which is 11, correct? 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yep, another 11. Initiation and ceremony. Okay, so some of you may have had ceremony. Like ayahuasca ceremony, gone to Peru, perhaps. Rhythmia. I went to Costa Rica. I went to Rhythmia. Other sacred ceremony, or you just make your life a sacred ceremony. Like even when you take a bath, it's like ceremonious. You really tune into the self and use everything as a healing opportunity or an opportunity to connect deeper within. Everything I feel is very sacred to you. even when you're tuned out and focused on other matters that are like, then you start operating at a subconscious level, I feel like you're still very sacred and your energy is still very like high vibing. Self-sacrifice, logic and reasoning. Okay, spiritual sovereignty. Okay. Another Vega, logic and reasoning Vega. So definitely look into the Vega starseed qualities or traits. I definitely feel like that will reach out or speak out a lot to you. I do feel like you had to sacrifice some part of yourself in this life, either through going through like an emotional outburst, losing something that meant a lot to you. There was some kind of sacrifice being made for the greater good. I feel like you could have sacrificed parts of your life. Like if you had to focus a lot on your spiritual studies as a young adult, when all your other friends were like out partying, going out, doing this and that, and you just kind of like, even when you went, I feel like you felt just detached from everything. You couldn't really like enjoy that because you knew that you were made for more. Not that they weren't, but I don't know, it's hard to explain. I know that you understand what I'm saying though. Like you just felt detached, like you wished you could relate, but you just couldn't. Paradox, another Zeta Reticuli. Paradox. Spiritual sovereignty and stubbornness. Okay. Okay. Isasani. Ooh, that's where Bashar comes from. I definitely feel like you knew that no matter what happened in this life, you would become a sovereign being. And going through the challenges would bring you there. Pleiades. Stubbornness. Okay. Oh, I feel like part of you didn't want to. I feel like it just happened in young adult life or even like early 20s. You had to grow up very quickly, and I feel like part of you was kind of like resenting that you couldn't just have a normal quote unquote life, but you've 1122, but you've never been normal. Like you at soul level isn't. I feel like it was just because you wanted to have like the human experience, but I feel like you've had other lives of human experiences and it didn't really, it either ended too soon, you just felt like you weren't on path the whole time. What I'm saying is, however your life unfolded, it was meant to unfold that way. I feel like part of you had to come to earth to help with something, help them reach total enlightenment, and also teach other people how to reach spiritual sovereignty. So every other area, like even beyond Earth, like other beings or other planets could shift up as well or ascend as well. Boundaries. Okay. Nature. Reflect. The warrior. Okay, there's a lot. Oop. Let's talk about boundaries and nature. Okay. Cards are so pretty. So I do feel like for some of you, there's something that keeps trying to reach out to you and you kind of have to like put your boundaries up. I don't know if this is a physical person like on the earth who's trying to talk to you, or other beings that just kind of keep trying to creep into your consciousness, either through meditation, but you kind of have to keep like casting them out. I feel like boundaries have to be put up. Calling on certain archangels or surrounding yourself with certain certain light, like becoming a vibrational match to something else, because I feel like part of you keeps a lot of, not guilt, that's not the word, it's like self-deprecating energy, and it's like meant to be overcome, but anything that's in alignment with that self-deprecating energy is going to kind of try to cling harder onto you to keep you low, especially when you are meant to shift the earth or like be part of this massive shift. So fears could come in, anything that's just in alignment with what you know is not meant for you. Like on a level, it feels so uncomfortable because you know you're not supposed to be feeling that way. I do feel like something is like initiating you into either the 5D, which there's just something that's around you. Innate and ancient wisdom. Yeah, you just have like deep innate ancient wisdom. You're just coming into something much deeper Reflect the warrior, death. Okay, yeah. Ask body. Ooh, get wild and destruction. Okay. So you are a literal warrior, especially when it comes to the literal death and dying process. You may have had a lot of people in your life die or pass away physically, or even just emotionally. They could have walked away, or they may not like have passed away, but something, and you just know how to get through. Endings are a big thing in this life, I feel. Excuse me. Getting past, like, feeling like you were in a paradox, feeling like it was like this constant loop or cycle of just pain or destruction over and over and over again. But this was teaching you how to reflect and also have less emotional attachment to things like that. Also teaching you how to connect to them on another realm. Okay, I feel like for some of you, some people have passed away in your life and then they started communicating with you when they reached the other side. And I feel like that was key to show you that there was other beings that you could communicate and talk to on the other side, starting with who you knew in the physical. That kind of like eased you into communicating with other beings that have always been in contact with you, but because you're in like the earth and the physical body, the human body, you felt detached from that before. Ask body and get wild. Okay. I do feel like now is the time to go beyond anything that you've ever done before. I do feel like with Ask Body, you have innate healing abilities, especially with your hands, with the body. Body work is a big one. I feel like distance body work is a big one for you as well. I feel like it's time to step out of the box for you as well, because you're a warrior and you're teaching other people how to be a warrior through enlightenment, but you became a warrior because you became an enlightened being. Because you went through the initiation, you let go of any attachment you had to old ways of living, you honored the death process, you honored the ending cycles, you moved past stubbornness and into spiritual sovereignty. You knew how to put up boundaries and also break boundaries down, break your own boundaries down in terms of things that just were not serving you, like boundaries that were up to protect you subconsciously and not help you move forward energetically. You learned how to break those down. And kind of, I feel like some of you may have felt like, I don't want to cuss, but like mind effed for a long period of time, especially like in teenage years. It was like, what is going on? Just felt like kind of like unstable, crazy kind of energy, but you're able to speak in light language, and I feel like communicate through light language. And so something was trying to remind you or wake you up to the truth, and then it did. Oh, there it is. Light activation. Shine your light. Your internal guidance is coming through loud and clear. So not Kumara. And the divine director, intervention and purpose. Divine intervention is occurring. Know that you're being guided. Happiness is your purpose. Okay, I do feel like for some of you, for someone who passed away at a young age, they became your spirit guide, someone who brought in new opportunities or things for you. Like I said, somebody who can communicate with you to where you felt safe communicating with something outside of you, because I feel like even from a young age, you were always spiritually gifted, and very obviously you come from a family of light, you have light language, all these things. So I feel like negative beings or lower vibrational beings could have come in and kind of scared you to shut you off from that. And it worked for a little bit. But then when you got older, I feel like someone came in, a spirit guide came in even louder and even stronger to remind you, to ease you up into communicating with other realms again. You learned how to protect yourself. You learned how to call on angels. You learned how to do a lot of different things. It's initiated you into a new... I feel like you are like a wizard. Because you're so strong, and you can get through like such intense experiences that most people I feel like would give up on. But it's because you're meant to reach heaven on earth, and you going through such chaotic, deep, intense shifts, and then having the strength to go through them, being a warrior energy, like a superhero, and coming out of it, and then helping other people who are going through the same thing come out of it, that is lifting the vibration so fast. It's not even funny. So yeah, you're definitely guided. You have a whole ton of beings behind you, helping you and assisting you through it. So yeah. Thank you so much for watching Pile 3. I hope that you like this. Make sure you subscribe. I post new videos every week. I love you so much, and I'll see you in the next video. Hi Pile 4, welcome to your reading. So we're gonna go ahead and get right into it. We're going to start off with the Lumerian Oracle. This crystal I was telling, this crystal I was telling pile 3, I forgot to tell pile 1 and 2 that I got these crystals from this man on Etsy named Cami Crystals, and he charges each crystal with different star being energies, and this one is Sirius. So yeah, you chose Sirius. This message is for you. Oop, forgot I'm reading these later. Okay. Shine your light, wise action, space for grace, Kuan Yin. Oh, how beautiful is this card. So dragon energy could definitely be with you, be around you. You could be guided by dragon-like energy. Kuan Yin too, compassion, a lot of love, a lot of care as well. Vision of unity, focus on the light, right to see, releasing illusion, pineal activation. So I am seeing too, if some of you are using toothpaste with fluoride in it, fluoride calcifies and coats the pineal gland, so be sure to use different kinds of toothpaste and drinking tap water as well. I'm sure most of you know that, but so visions of unity, yeah. I definitely feel like you are here to unite others through unconditional love and compassion and acceptance of other people, no matter their energy frequency. Also using discernment too. You teach people how to shine their light just by being them, and how when you are yourself unapologetically, you honor who you truly are, you shine the brightest. Divine masculine, rise of true gentle power, true strength. I do feel like the masculine was one of your greatest teachers in this life in particular, for perhaps the lack of the masculine, perhaps having to discover what masculine meant for you, healing the masculine, father wounding. I feel like the mother energy, and this could even be vice versa, like it was you having to have your own loving mother energy or find that within yourself and balance your own masculine. And for some of you, I do feel like it was just you and your mother, or the father wasn't really in the picture. And having that lack of divine, plus there's dolphins in here, so definitely Pleiades energy as well. Having that lack of the masculine felt kind of like intense at first, but then you realize that you could rise up on your own, and feeling that lack, you're actually helping a lot of people who also have the lack of the father. 333. I feel a lack of the father. Crystal child, oh my goodness. Your natural core, pure, innocent, removing falsehood, seer. I feel like for some of you, you're just such an evolved being. You're a crystal child. You came here to literally be the change in the world and help the evolution of consciousness and other beings and other people through your crystalline frequency. You're very nurturing, you're very loving, especially because you have nurture here. Ooh, 11, self-healing, ruby ray, birthing the new earth. I feel like whatever you had a lack in the parental figures, heck, you could even, shoot, you could even have both that were not prevalent or present in your life, or didn't give you the kind of energy that you needed. You nurturing yourself, a lot of forgiveness is definitely going to have to come into play when it comes to your parents and them not being what you wish they could have been. However, you nurturing yourself and teaching yourself that you can really reach this place of unconditional love and acceptance and forgiveness, that is such a strong gift to have, and that really shows how strong a person is and how powerful you truly are. Breathing, ground, feel, sensations, purity, clarity, expression. I do feel connecting to the earth, grounding into the earth, grounding into the water as well, like putting your feet in the water, tuning into those frequencies, cleansing any old energy. More dolphins. Yeah, you definitely come from Pleiades. Let go of fear to jump into love. Let go beyond attachments. So I feel like your greatest gift is learning how to dissolve holding on to a story of what should have been or what could have been based on what is considered normal here on earth, quote unquote, like having like a certain family or like siblings or things. It's like your life unfolded the way it was meant to for your ultimate soul growth and soul evolution and soul ascension. And the people who rise the most or have the most to say or heal mass amounts of people go through really intense experiences that take a strong soul to get through. And that is just what you are. Ellen of the Ways, attune to nature's signs to find your way, follow your heart. I do feel like this kind of lack of attachment gives you freedom to really choose what you want to do without the say of anybody else. I feel like you're able to truly align with what you desire without feeling anybody else trying to tell you what to do or who to be. Good intentions, serious. Oh, serious. Okay. Good intentions. Yeah, I definitely feel like you have good intentions. Your energy is just so loving and so kind. And if anyone convinces you otherwise, LOL. They're just projecting their own thing onto you. Spiritual technology, feminine principle. Okay. Vega and Vega. I definitely feel like you are healing feminine energies. I definitely feel like you assist people with balancing their divine masculine and divine feminine. And the way that you learned this was through the lack of both, really. Perhaps it was, even if you had a mother, she didn't really mother you in the way that you needed, or you had to become your own mother or even mother her. You learned a lot that was advanced for your time. And you're helping other people who have gone through the same thing kind of reach this level of understanding and also detachment from what they feel should be, how they think an outcome should be. Black League, patterning, Orion, alchemy, and devotion to service. Okay, so I do feel like you're able to transmute any kind of patterning or lower vibrational forces or energies that are around either you or other people. I can see kind of like a light weaver. I definitely feel like you are of service at the end of the day, and that's what you came here to do, and that's why you agreed to go through such kind of intense things. Okay, there's a lot of cards. Secrecy, being the mentor, and imbalance and positive polarity. Okay, Pleiades, Earth, and Sirius again, and number 44, 77, and 39. Which is 12, which is wisdom, which breaks down to 3, which is community, joy, etc. So I definitely feel like this aspect of you was hidden from you at first. It kind of just felt like you had to go through the motions before you could discover what the purpose of every experience really was. I feel like you're a mentor for others, especially on Earth, and that's why you came here. And I feel like your energies from Pleiades and Sirius are really activating when you're here to help people tune into the feminine principle, which is ultimately receiving love, being a nurturer. Giving. The masculine is giving, receiving. Yeah, sorry, I'm like, you're both. Ultimately, you're both, like I've been saying from the beginning. But definitely the feminine, connecting to the feminine, healing the feminine wounds, because there have been intense feminine wounds. The females on Earth have gone through a lot. And so we're finally finding our voice and standing up for ourselves, and we're empowered in that now rather than suppressed. So I feel like you're really helping people advance far, especially when they're feminine, healing the old as well. Ooh, more dolphins. Oh, Cetacean dolphin. Forgiveness and gratitude and complete surrender, Lyra. So I do feel like, yeah, you had to learn forgiveness and gratitude and transmuting it and having unconditional love for things. And you're teaching other people how to do that and to surrender into the goodness. Letting go of fear, I feel letting go of any attachment to anything else. Healing yourself, using the ruby ray as well to heal. Roses, I feel. Tuning into Mother Mary energy is very strong, I feel. Listening to the call of nature. I feel like you're very strong in the feminine, which in turn heals the masculine. The outlaw. Yeah, you are different. You are meant to be different. Even though you are very loving, kind, supportive, inspirational too to others. Like when people hear, you are so, what's the word? Humble? Not even humble, there's another word. But you are just so, when people find out what you've been through, they're like, what? You don't even act, like you seem fine. You don't even act like that, because I feel like you're connected to such a higher vibration. And even though you have gone through things, even before you may ever have learned about healing or how to heal yourself or going through hypnosis or Reiki or things like that, you just naturally knew how to handle things or overcome. And you do a very good job of kind of keeping things to yourself and not, like, you're not a victim whatsoever. You don't activate the victim card whatsoever. The seeker, patience, sacred sexuality, and get curious. Okay, so I do feel like with the seeker and patience, you seek things that are outside of you. You always want to learn something new. I definitely feel like patience has been a virtue for you. You've had to learn how to master patience. You've had to learn how to master waiting for the right things to like fall into your hands or come to you. With sacred sexuality and get curious, I do feel like balancing the divine masculine and feminine kind of brings you to this ethereal place, and you're able to really honor who you are, like the sexual organs, what goes on with that. And with get curious, I just feel like you're able to really go beyond the mundane. Tantra could be a big one for you. You show people that you can have a lot of love and like appear innocent but be a rebel still too, and like live life on the edge to an extent. You teach people like balance and moderation. I feel like you can be this and this. You don't have to be like hurting people or disrespecting people as you go and do things that you're called to do. You can heal yourself internally and be this high vibration, and also live on the earth plane and try things that are on the earth plane and figure out what's going on there. Melchizedek, higher learning. You have learned from experience. More inner study is now required to further progress. Okay, I definitely feel like some of you are readers, big readers, and there's new books that are either coming into your consciousness, they're gonna randomly appear either through your email. There's something you're gonna like find, or word of mouth, and it's really gonna help you on your path, strengthen new gifts, and also awaken you to a new side of life that will help you help other people. You're like moving into a new phase, I'm feeling, of career, of self. Like your spirituality and career, I feel like go into one, even if you work for somebody else right now. Master Jesus, forgiveness. You're on the path of light, love, and forgiveness. Father healing is possible at this time. I feel like it's important for you to know that however you were treated by a father figure or a masculine figure, especially if it wasn't how you know you should have been treated and how you would treat other beings just naturally, they were shaped and molded by so much pain and so much wounding that they could only love you at the level that they were at, which was wounding or pain. And on a soul level, I can feel that they knew that they had to play a part and that they were helping you evolve at a very rapid pace, and that on a soul level, I don't feel like they would ever want to treat you like that, and they have a lot of love for you. And I'm saying like you'll see the truth once you awaken further. Whoa, speaking of awakening. El Moria, awakening presence. Universe is with you. Wear a cloak of protection and love. I do feel like you should shield yourself every day. Call on higher beings to love and protect you. I definitely feel like you're letting go of deep patterns from the past, your own past lives, learning how to devote to service. I wonder where your north nodes are in astrology. So I see like planting a seed and tending to it and having a lot of love and watering it and having the patience to watch it grow. And it's like if you're growing strawberries, for example, they're the best tasting strawberries ever because of all the love. And you don't just do it like it's a routine, or like you don't just go through the motions. You put intent into everything that you do, and you give a lot of love, and that's why you're going to receive things big and big time, tenfold, things like that. I also feel like there's a mentor. You either have a mentor or you're going to have a mentor who is really going to help strengthen you through this time and awaken you to this divine feminine even more than you already have. It's like every time you think that you've reached the top, there's a whole new mountain. I just really love you. I love that you have great intentions. I definitely feel like you're just going to evolve something spiritually. This could even be technological advances. We are moving into the age of Aquarius, which is all about evolution of technology. It's ruled by Uranus. You know, it's also the 11th house, the wish fulfilled house. Hello. The wish fulfilled house. Even though it's probably a different house in your chart, it naturally rules the 11th house. So also like friendships, the public. I also view it as the public that you reach through career. Yeah. You're learning a lot right now. Reading more, writing a lot more, awakening even more. Remember that the journey of improvement and self-transformation never really ends. It just continues to evolve. So yeah. Alright, thank you so much for watching Pile 4. I hope you enjoyed this reading. Thank you so much again for tuning in. I really appreciate you and your time today. Make sure you subscribe. I post new videos every week. I love you so much. I hope this was amazing for you. It resonated and gave you clarity of some sort. See you soon.